So what do we say? So you say, I am Dinesh. Because your entity is not myself, Dinesh, but it is I am Dinesh. Dinesh, how are you? I'm Rolee. How are you? Okay. And hi should be avoided because, as I said, it's for youngsters. It's for very casual introductions.
I am Dinesh. Yeah, I am Dinesh. I am good. Nice to meet you. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Perfect. So I say, it's Ashwita.
Shweta. Okay. Okay.
So you
Would
can
you
just
mind
ask
repeating
me
it?
this. So even if your name is not understood by another person, you may please do it in the same manner. Okay? Right.
Okay.
Now, in informal introductions also we shake hands.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
We do shake hands. And when do you give your hand? It is when the other person and you are exchanging names. When they say, nice to meet, person saying, hi, myself, Rolee, can I talk to Mr. Dinesh? You see the difference between the two? The first one is definitely more impressive than the second one.
True. Very true.
Yes?
Mm.
Okay. Now the steps are similar, but slight differences there, which I will emphasize on and we will see. Just one phrase, the how do you do and how are you?
Okay.
So Dinesh, very good morning. Today we will be continuing with our communication skills class.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
and as I told you that I would like to take the very first step into communications, that is introducing yourself as well as others very seriously. So today let's look into the nuances into introducing ourselves.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So Dinesh, if you were to introduce yourself, how would you introduce yourself? How have you been earlier?
I say like myself, Dinesh. How are you?
It's okay, Dinesh, but to be very honest, professionally, it's not correct.
Okay.
When you say myself, it is I do my things myself. But when you are introducing yourself, you are presenting yourself as an entity. Okay. So what do we say? So you say, I am Dinesh. Because your entity is not myself, Dinesh, but it is I am Dinesh.
I am. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So I am Dinesh. And then it's always good to say, how do you do or how are you? Let's see the difference between those two as well.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Okay.
Please tell me, what are the people that you have to introduce yourselves to?
I generally work in office, so I need to speak with my colleagues. I need to speak with my boss. I need to speak with my clients, and I need to speak with my vendors. I have some media coverage, so I need to speak with the media. And I travel a lot, so I need to speak with the public. Most of the people knows me since I come in the media, so I need to speak with the strangers a lot. So yes.
Each and every aspect of your interaction, Dinesh, comes under what we say formal introductions.
Yes.
Yes, so please understand that there are always two kinds of introductions. And I will put it here on the board. One is a formal introduction and one is an informal introduction. Okay? When we say informal introduction, please remember that there's a difference between informal and casual introduction as well.
Okay.
When we say informal introduction, it is for people whom you meet, let us say in the mall. Do you attend sometimes parties hosted by your friends?
Yes, I do.
You do.
Yes.
Do you visit your relatives and you meet strangers also?
Yes.
You do. Yes. Now, there, the kind of introduction or the introduction that you will have is very different from the one that you have when you go to present yourself as a business person, when you present yourself to clients, when you present yourself to the media. Okay. That That introduction is very different. So let us see which one is formal introduction, Dinesh.
Okay.
Which one? Would you tell me which one is a formal introduction?
The
When
one,
you are introducing yourself to?
when I speak in an office environment or wherever I speak about a job or a business, that will be a formal introduction.
Exactly. The purpose is to introduce yourself as a professional.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And when you meet people in a friend's party, it's more personal.
Okay.
Okay. And when it is more personal, that is the time when we say that it is an informal introduction, as you can see on the board. Okay. Otherwise, it's a formal introduction. Please always understand this difference while you are introducing yourself. And this is what I would like to tell each and every viewer as well. Formal introductions first. Okay. As per international standards, since you've been my student in Dubai, okay, so let's see the international accepted and not just accepted but appreciated manner of introduction. Is not myself, it is a saying I am. Okay? And as I just said a few minutes back, that you have two kinds of introductions. One is the formal and one is the informal. And we understood very well that formal introductions are for the purpose of presenting ourselves as professionals. It could be to your colleagues, to your bosses, to your clients, to the media, to your prospective investors as well, if you are on your own. Right? Anywhere where you have to present yourself as a professional. Whereas informal introductions are also important because sometimes we meet people, let us say in the mall or at our friend's place. Yes? So we have this distinction very clear. Let us see over here when it comes to formal introduction or when it comes to informal introductions. How often do you attend some family gatherings, Dinesh?
Maybe monthly once or every fortnight.
Monthly once. Yeah. Do they help you sometimes with your professional work as well?
No.
Not much.
Not much.
Don't say no. Just say not much. Because we cannot undermine the importance of a social circle that is there, even if it is informal.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, so one has to be very careful about small things in life, and that makes your personality all-rounded.
Got it.
And this being your first impression to the outside world. If you just present yourself properly, and that's your first step, it goes very well. Let's first understand informal introductions, which are also quite important in life. Okay, now, this is something that I would like to say, especially for the young adults, children, not children exactly, young adults who are in college, who are going to enter a professional world, or who have just entered a professional world. They need to be careful about their informal introductions also, because you never know where your next investor may come from. Okay? So please avoid hi. That is something that I will always say. Please avoid hi. That's something that is casual, not just informal. You may please stick to a hello, which is very good. Okay? Let us see the steps. Let us see the steps for it. I would just share a little clip with you also, but before that, let me just show you the steps that are there, and then we will go ahead. Okay? So let's see. Here, can you see the file that is being presented to you on the screen? Is it visible? Is the font clear?
Yes, now it's visible.
The only difference is that till now people were used to myself so and so. Just change that a little. I am so and so, and how are
you? Okay. I am Dinesh.
So, I am Dinesh. How are you? I'm Rolee. How are you? Okay. And Hi should be avoided because, as I said, it's for youngsters. It's for very casual introductions, which should be associated mostly with teenagers. Leave
So-
your college life behind you because now you have to move into the professional arena. Okay? Okay.
So
Now,
hello is right, correct? Hello is
hello
good.
is right. Hello is perfect. Hello
So-
is not totally casual.
Okay, so hello is professional and hello is like on same day we can tell multiple times to the same person as well, right?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You can.
Okay. So even in the email, I can just address like instead of
No,
dear.
Dinesh, please, I would like to remind you something that I had tell everyone that in emails, please stick to dear is always good because that is written communication and you are communicating to people as a professional.
Okay.
It's
So
always good to start your email also with dear.
okay.
You should stick to hello, or you should use hello when you are again writing to your friends or your family, an email to your friends or your family.
Okay.
When it is to a client, when it is to an investor, when it is to a senior colleague, please stick to dear so and so. It's always good that way. Okay, but hello is good. You can use it for your formal introductions with hello, I am so and so. And in an informal introduction, it's not necessary to give your full name.
Okay.
You can just give your first name. So if you see the file here, I am, and you can just give your first name. Now, I will give you one little demo. Okay. So as I say, you already know my name, but then it's always good to introduce myself once again. Let's see that let's assume that I'm meeting you for the first time. So I will come and I will say, hello, I am Rolee. How are you?
Hello, I'm Dinesh. I'm good. Nice to meet you, Rolee.
Nice to meet you too, Dinesh. Okay. Nice to meet you too, Dinesh. And Dinesh, I might be somebody who has a difficult name. Okay. Names are very important. I might be somebody who might be with a difficult name. Let's assume that my name is Ashwinta. That's a difficult one?
Yes.
Yes? Because we come from multiple nationalities.
Yes.
Right? Yes. So we have different names. And our names are different difficult for the other people of other nationalities. Okay? Let's say my name is Ashwinta. You might find it a little difficult to pronounce that name the first time. But please don't ignore it. Ignoring any name is not good, whether the introduction is informal or formal. So what do you say? Informally, you say, sorry, I did not catch your name. Don't think that catch your name is just about catching the name. No, it's a phrase that we use. Okay.
I didn't understand.
So, sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Catch your name.
And say it with a smile on your face.
Okay.
Make that other person feel important about their name. Names are very important. It satisfies the personal entity of the other person. I will not say ego. No, the ego is something different. It satisfies the persona of the person that yes, I am important. I have an identity which is important. So you say, sorry, I didn't catch your name. And then, still then, if you don't understand, you would say, would you please spell it for me? Or how do you spell it? Okay, so here, you have it here. Once they give you the name again, it's important for you to use that name. Okay. So we'll have a little demo once again, Dinesh.
Sure.
To repeat the same thing, I'll come to you once again and I will say, hello, I am Ashwita. How are you?
Hello, I am Dinesh. Yeah, I am Dinesh. I am good. Nice to meet you. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Perfect. So I say, it's Ashwita.
Shweta, okay. Okay.
So you
Would
can
you
just
mind
ask me
repeating it?
this.
Yes. Would you mind?
Ashmita.
How do you
Repeat it.
spell it?
Yeah. So it is ASHVITHA.
Ashmita.
Wait.
That's a
Right?
very nice name.
Thank you, Dinesh. Thank you, Dinesh. Nice meeting you too. Okay. Now, did you notice that when I repeated the name, I said it slowly?
Yes.
So that it would be easy for the other person to finally catch me. So even if your name is not understood by another person, you may please do it in the same manner. Okay? Right.
Okay.
Now, in informal introductions, also we shake hands.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
We do shake hands. And when do you give your hand? It is when the other person and you are exchanging names. When they say, nice to meet you. That is the time that you give your hand. Okay?
Got it.
Okay. Please don't just extend your hand right in the very beginning.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it.
Okay.
I should wait for them to. Yeah.
Yeah, you should. Okay. Now, we will continue after the introductions. We will see how we take the conversation further.
Okay.
But let us now come to the formal introduction because these are extremely important. Sometimes they can make or break your career. You would agree with me.
True. True.
You could earn a job or you could earn an investor if you propose yourself well, if you present yourself well. You see, it's a first impression. People are just flabbergasted or impressed by a person just walking in and saying, good morning, how do you do? I am Rolee. Instead of a person saying, hi, myself Rolee, can I talk to Mr. Dinesh? You see the difference between the two? The first one is definitely more impressive than the second one.
True. Very true.
Yes? Okay. Now the steps are similar, but slight differences there, which I will emphasize on and we will see. Just one phrase, the how do you do and how are you?
Okay.
Okay. Very fine difference, but please note. What is the difference, Dinesh? How do you do and how are you? Okay. And here in the beginning, avoid even hello. Avoid, I said. It's not totally incorrect to use hello, but avoid. It's always good to wish the time.
Okay.
And when we say time, it should be the good morning,
okay,
good afternoon, or
good evening.
good evening. So, Dinesh, should we ever start a conversation with good night?
No. No.
Not
Good
at all. Not at all. Good night is the last ending of the conversation for the day.
True.
Right?
True.
Okay. And we have good morning until
Till
12 noon.
12. Okay.
Then it is
afternoon till 4
until
p.m.
4 or 5.
4 or 5.
The British stick to 4, but the Americans extend it to 5.
Fine.
After that, even if you meet a person at 9:30 in the evening, you please say good evening. Sometimes you might meet your clients, your investors for a dinner, for a drink. It should be good evening. Okay? Okay. Good night is for the final ending of the conversation. That means I'm not going to talk to you anymore. Okay, fine. It's a good night. Okay. Now, the second difference is you will give your full name instead of just your first name. Because here, your professional identity is very important.
Got it.
It's always good to give your full name. Okay. So how you give it is, like your name is Dinesh. What's your second name, Dinesh?
Mohan Raj. Mohan
Okay,
Raj.
so you would say, I am Dinesh Mohan Raj.
Okay. Got it.
Yes, I'm Dinesh Mohan Raj.
Mohan Raj.
So that your first name is registered very well.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you give your designation.
Yes.
So Dinesh, you are the founder of this. Can you give me
Yes.
your designation?
Yes. I'm the founder at energyvibes.in.
You are the founder at Energy
Vibes.
Perfect. Okay. Okay. So then you say, how do you do? So see the steps. I am Dinesh Mohan Raj. I am the founder at Energy Vibes. And then you say, how do you do? Okay. Let's have it from you, Dinesh.
Sure.
Let's meet for the first time and you have to introduce me. Introduce yourself to me.
Yes. I am Dinesh Mohan Raj. I am the founder at Energy Vibes. How do you do?
And how I would respond is this way. I would say, how do you do? I will not say I'm well. I will say, how do you do? I am Rolee. I am from Content Training Center, which used to be my earlier training center. So you would say, nice to meet you, Rolee.
Understood.
Nice to meet you. And I would say, nice to meet you too, Dinesh. Now here we can use our first names. This is one thing of caution, Dinesh. You will not say that I am Mr. Dinesh and I will not say I am Miss Rolee. Please stick to the names.
Yes.
Okay? Yes. We stick to the names.
But
if you see,
but when I ask you, like, how do you, if I know you already, I can ask like, hello, Mrs. Rolee, how do you do? I can ask in this way, right?
But this is, as I said, Dinesh, we are doing introductions, which means it's the first meeting.
First meeting. Got it.
Introduction is always the first meeting, okay?
Okay.
Once you know each other, then of course we should add Miss or Mr.
Okay.
Clear?
Sure.
And then we don't have to use how do you do, because remember, how do you do is a phrase which is just for the first meeting. The introduction.
Okay. So in a meeting, I'm seeing you and I want to get introduced. So I should ask like, how are you, ma'am, or hello, miss? How should I address?
Yes. Now, if you have been introduced to me already, then you will say, how are you, Miss Rolee? Okay.
Okay.
If you have just seen me in a meeting,
yes,
then you would go and say, how are you, ma'am? Got it, Dinesh?
Got it. Got it. Yeah.
Clear?
Yeah.
Any other little doubt that you have in mind?
No. So first time when I see you, I should not ask you, how do you do, ma'am? How are you, ma'am? It should be, how are you?
Yeah. First time you don't have to say, how are you? You have to say, how do you do?
No, ma'am. If in a meeting I'm seeing you for first time, I should address you.
Even if you're seeing in the meeting for the first time we interact with each other, you would say, how do you do? And I would say, how do you do? Got it?
Okay.
After that, we don't have to say, how do you do? Because our introduction would be over. We would have spoken to each other.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it.
Okay. And again now, then we say, nice to meet you, Dinesh. And you say, nice to meet you, Rolee. That is the time when you utter the words nice to, that we shake hands. And that is why, if you see, it is given here in blue, because this is the point that we shake hands, while the names are being exchanged with how do you do. So you see, if you follow my hand, it would go this way. Nice to meet you, Dinesh. From that other end, you take the hand this way and you say, Nice to meet you, Miss Rolee.
Okay.
And that's it. Okay. When the names are being exchanged, you please have a look at the hand. This is how we do the handshake. And we continue holding the hands till the names are being exchanged.
Got it. Okay.
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 That's very important. Then it is important to remember that if you are meeting a lady for the first time, please let the lady offer her hand, because in many cultures, ladies do not prefer to shake hands with men. In many cultures, ladies do not prefer shaking hands with men. Therefore, if you are a man and you are meeting a lady, it's always good to wait for the lady to give you her hand. Moreover, if you are meeting your boss, please wait for the boss to extend his or her hand to you before you give your own hand. I was training once and I got this question from one of my students who said that sometimes, people who are in authority do not give their hand as all. So what do we do?
Yeah.
Do you also have a similar question in mind,
Yes.
Dinesh?
Yes, I do.
Yes, because this is something that my students, I would say, often ask me. So I always tell them that in that case, it's always very good to say, nice to meet you, Mr. So-and-so, or nice to meet you, Miss So-and-so.
Okay.
Okay? Please just remain there unless and until you are given the hand from the other side. Do not take it. But if that other person is not your boss, is not a lady, it's always good. You can extend your hand by saying, nice to meet you. So, two scenarios. If the lady, if it's a lady you're meeting and you are a man, or if it is someone in authority, superior to you, in that case, you say, nice to meet you, Mr. So-and-so or Miss So-and-so. That other person has to respond. They give you the hand. You take your hand, shake it well until the names are exchanged. Then withdraw it. Make sure your hand clasp is firm.
Okay, ma'am, what if they continue to speak without telling their name while handshaking? There are people who continue to speak without telling their name. What should we do?
No, in that case, you say, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Okay. Oh, we should stop it in the middle and tell them that, okay.
Okay. So that the name comes.
Okay.
Because if your conversation has to go, if that relationship has to go any further, the name is a very important element.
Got it.
Got it? Okay. Got it. And the second scenario would be, it's not a lady or it's not someone from the opposite sex, and it's not about somebody in superiority or in authority. So what do you say? Nice to meet you, Mr. So-and-so or Miss So-and-so. And the other person gives the hand and says, nice to meet you too. Firm handshake, withdraw it. You have created your first impression. All it needs is a little practice. You will see the difference. Notice, a little practice, you can sit in front of the mirror. Go and not sit, actually stand. Stand in front of the mirror. Assume your reflection to be someone else. And use someone else and try these steps. If you have a friend, practice it with that step, with that friend. Some people just want to watch videos. That sometimes doesn't help so much. Practicing does. Okay? Okay. Now, once you have done the handshake, it's always good to see how to continue the conversation, because you cannot end with just exchanging names.
True.
Isn't it, Dinesh?
True.
Yeah? Okay. So you can't just assume by just handshake. You have to continue the conversation. So you have to say, I wanted to meet you for this, or I wanted to meet you for that.
Got it.
Again, in that comes some courtesy. Don't just jump to business after introducing yourself.
Okay.
It's always good to ask, how have you been? Like, how is business? How is the weather? Are you comfortable? Something like that. And
Okay.
then you give the purpose of your meeting. This is why I wanted to meet you. Yes? So I'll give you one scenario, like I meet you, Dinesh, and I say, good morning. I am Rolee Saxena. How do you do? And Dinesh says, how do you do? I am Dinesh Mohan Raj. I am the founder of this and this company. So I say, nice to meet you, Dinesh. And you also say, nice to meet you, Rolee. And then I say, Dinesh, I wanted to talk to you about some training program. Is that correct?
Yes.
No, I would rather say, before saying I wanted to talk to you, I would rather say, so Dinesh, how is business? Got it?
Okay.
A little
Got
courtesy.
Got
A little courtesy.
Courtesy.
So Dinesh, how is business? So I would ask you, Dinesh, how is business?
It's doing well.
It's doing very well. Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice to hear. I wanted to talk to you about some training program. So now it is good. Get it?
Got it.
That
Got it.
little courtesy in between is needed, even if we are meeting for business purposes.
Got it. Understood.
Okay?
Understood.
Understood.
Okay.
Now, once you have that and you have concluded whatever you wanted to say, you can't just be sitting there, or you can't just be standing there. You have to bring the conversation to an end.
Yes.
An abrupt ending? I'll give you a scenario. So I say, okay, we have finished. I'm going now. Bye, Dinesh. No. How would be the proper way? I would say, so Dinesh, thank you so much for your time. I would like to move now, or I would like to take your leave. It was a pleasure meeting. Got it?
Okay.
Just 2 more steps. Thank you for your time. It was a pleasure meeting you. And what does the other person say? The other person says, the pleasure was mine.
Yes. Yes. Got it.
Let's do a little role play here, Dinesh.
Sure.
Let us
Sure.
see that I'm taking leave from you.
Okay.
So I go to you and I say, okay, thank you for your time, Dinesh. It was a pleasure meeting you.
It was a pleasure meeting you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And we just don't end with thank you. If we are meeting towards the beginning of the day, we say, have a nice day. And you say you too. And then I say goodbye. If we are meeting towards the end of the day, we say, have a nice evening. Okay? So, what are the 3 steps? Thank you for your time.
Okay.
It was a pleasure meeting you. Have a nice day or have a nice evening. 3 steps. And then we say goodbye. That's a final round up to your professional meeting. See the impression that it creates.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yes?
Okay. Sure.
Okay, so I think first meeting's introduction formally over. In the next meeting, I would talk about an informal conversation and how to continue a good conversation. Because these are important elements for communication skills.
Okay.
Yes, Dinesh?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Grow your business with Dinesh Mohanraj, business coach and consultant.
We help your business for growth, startup fundraising, compliances, and more. Check our website for online courses, and you can book our appointment through the WhatsApp number given here, and check our website dineshmohanraj.com for more information. Good luck and thank you for watching.